John Beltran, Chris Braun back from Sunset Baseball Field and Brush as we head to the 7th inning. And Dante Foose just caught a line drive off the bat of Shea Hansen through to third to double up Trevor Blake. It preserves the shutout as the Reds lead the Brush Bee Diggers 4-0.
Blake, that's just a bad break right there.
Well, that's just, sometimes the ball will not find the outfield, and Foose made a spectacular play. The Bee Diggers did break up the no-hitter with that Trevor Blake double to lead off the bottom of the 6th, but now Ken Garcia, who has thrown 99 pitches, will go for the complete game, and he will face the heart of the order here, Tyler Batt, Trent Sigg, and Corey Dyer here in the 7th.
I think if Foose is a right-handed pitcher, he doesn't catch that ball.
Oh, no, he wouldn't catch the ball because he'd have to backhand it.
Because he's already fallen off to the third base side.
But you got to credit him for that play. Bat is 0 for 2. Popped to left, walked, and grounded to third. The pitch, and the slow curve is low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Reds trying to improve to 7-0.
Seen a lot more of that slow curve the last couple innings.
The 1-0 offering. Another slow curve is upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. And Eaton so far has outscored their first 6+ opponents 59-6. And 4 of the runs they gave up were in one-sided victories over Bennett and Berthoud. The offering swung on and grounded left side. Mares has got it on that short hop, throws to first, and there's 1 down as Bat is retired. He is now 1. Check it, 0 for 3 in the game. Here's Trent Sigg, who has popped to second twice and singled, so he's 1 for 3. Garcia in this game, despite some effective defense. Well, he's had 1-1-2-3 inning. That was in the 5th. The offering. Fastball is upstairs. 4 runs on 10 hits for Eaton. No runs on 1 hit for Brush. Neither team has committed an error. And the 1-0. Bounces it up there. 2 balls and no strikes to the left fielder for Eaton, hitting from the right side.
He's only had that 1-2-3 inning, but he's looked significantly better since about the 4th. The wind and the 2-0 offering. Swung and foul, tipped into Blaze Grove on the changeup. And it's 2-1. If the Reds hold on, this would be career win number 697 for head coach Jim Danley in his 40th season at the helm. First year was in 1972. The offering. And that changeup is just outside. Garcia wanted it, but it tailed away. Again, you can see the look on Garcia's face. He wants that pitch. He's wanted it all day.
Well, Garcia hasn't issued a walk since the 4th inning. He has 4 walks in the game. 3-1 and only 1 strikeout. The pitch swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. Nice changeup thrown by Garcia. It's 3-2. I mean, to me, that is the pitch. If you learn a changeup, especially at the young age, you don't put as much pressure on the arm or especially the elbow.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people are in love with the curveball, but I think if you can get that change of speed via the changeup, that's more effective. 3-2 offering. Slow curve is lined into right center field. That's a base hit, headed for the fence. Daniel Soto is going to cut it off, but Sigg is around first, and he's going to stride towards second, and he slides in with a 1-out double here in the top of the 7th inning. Eaton's 11th hit of the game.
It wasn't a bad curveball. He just
Sigg he kept his hands back.
Yeah.
Keep your hands back, and it's a free ride, and he was able to take advantage. And here's Corey Dyer, who has walked and scored, grounded to second, and also grounded to third. And the courtesy runner is Dallas Schreiber over there for Eaton. With 1 out here in the 7th, and the Reds lead the Bee Diggers by a score of 4-0. And head coach Jim Danley out there with a home plate umpire making sure things are squared away. And here is Dyer stepping in. The Reds looking for some insurance with a 4-0 lead in the 7th inning. Even if the Bee Diggers lose this game, they'd fall to 3-4, but you have to feel good about Brush going forward. I mean, they lost their 2 of the first 3 games they played in the Brush tournament, or in the Fort Morgan Spring Classic, I should say, fastball tails away. But that was with Colby Waitert, Ken Garcia, Mitch Tormolin, Gregory Mayers all playing in the state basketball tournament. So those 3 games are essentially a wash. The offering, fastball is just a little bit low and away, 2-0. They were very competitive. They had a 5-4 lead against defending state champion Holy Family until they exploded late in the game. Beat Yuma 15-5, beat Adams City 15-4, only down 4-0 here. And time called by Dyer, as I think he had something blow into his eye or something. 2 balls and no strikes. Welcome home to your hometown grocery store, the Brush Grocery Cart. With Morgan County's largest variety, that's the Brush Grocery Cart. 2-0 pitch. Swing and fouled off the end of the bat on the changeup. It's 2-1.
And again, you can't hang your head about today's game. I mean, they've hung in all game long, and with the exception of that rough second inning.
Yeah, I mean, Garcia's done a fantastic job, and so has that defense. The Wailert and Mayers on the left side have been great. And the pitch. And the changeup is a strike on the outside corner. Thigh high, it's 2-2. Can you imagine how good Garcia is going to be the remainder of this season and for 2 more years to come? 2-2. Big lead over at second there. The offering fouled off the end of the bat on the tailing changeup, and the count remains at 2-2 to Corey Dyer, with Dallas Schreiber on second base after the Trent Sig double, his second hit of the game, and Eaton's 11th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. 4-0 Eaton, top 7. The offering swung on and fouled to the screen. Elevated that pitch, and the count remains at 2-2 to Corey Dyer.
And Garcia's only got the 1 strikeout today, but he's done a good job with that changeup, with that curveball, keeping those guys off balance. Some lazy pop-ups here and there, some ground balls.
Yeah, he's thrown a variety of pitches and a variety of results from the infield and the outfield. And the 2-2. Slow curve is fouled off of Blake's glove. He thought he should have caught it cleanly, but Dyer stays alive in the count. Remains at 2-2. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to the Eaton first baseman, Corey Dyer. Schreiber leads off of second. Garcia looks back. And the 2-2 pitch, runner goes, gets a big lead. It's a ball and an easy stolen base for Schreiber. He's at third with 1 out.
He got a huge jump on that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, there was no chance there for Blake to throw him out. Let's see the Bee Diggers play the infield in. They're playing the infield back. It's a 3-2 to Corey Dyer. Swung on and grounded and into left field beyond the diving Mayers for a base hit. Scoring is Schreiber. It's an RBI single for Corey Dyer, and the Reds have their first run since the second inning, and they now lead Brush 5-0. And that is the 12th hit of the game for the Reds. That'll bring up Brandon Kaler, who has singled and scored and grounded to short twice. Runner goes, another big jump. Fastball high. Blake's throw to second is high, and it's into center field. And advancing to third is going to be Dyer. The throw, and that one is off of Mayers' glove. That'll be a Beat Digger error, preceded by a stolen base. And now the Reds looking to tack on another one. First error of the game.
Well, Garcia with that big leg kick, even with runners on. And Eaton finally taking advantage.
1 ball and no strikes.
I'm a little surprised they haven't been more aggressive on the base pass.
The wind and the pitch. Swung on and fisted slowly to the second baseman, Cohen. The short throw to first is in time. However, scoring is going to be Dyer. It's an RBI ground out for Kaler, who's now 1 for 4, but the Reds now lead the Bee Diggers 6-0. And here is Keenan Hall. Hall in the game is 2 for 3. The pitch swung on and lifted into right center field. Long run for Acosta. He's not going to get to that baseball, and that's going to take a couple of hops and shy of the fence. Around second as Hall is going to actually stay right there. It's a 2-out double for Keenan Hall. Eaton has 3 hits in the inning and 13 in the game. And I think Garcia's starting to get a little bit tired. He's well over 100 pitches.
I think he's getting tired. I think he's beating himself up. on those last couple hits.
Bryce Dyer struck out looking, singled and grounded to third. He is 1 for 3. And the pitch. Fastball bounces in.
You can see it in his body language. He's kind of got the slumped shoulders, the head's kind of down a little bit.
Well, that plate appearance that Dyer had against him, you're talking about 9 pitches. The offering, slow curve is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. In this inning, Garcia, it's throwing a lot of pitches, I can tell you. That's well over 20 at this point. The 1-1 offering. Another slow curve, low and away. Ball 2, strike 1.
Well, and not just 9 pitches, but he had some quality pitches in that at bat where he could have put him away, and he was able to stay alive.
25th pitch of the inning from Garcia. The offering swung on and fouled off to the right. It's 2-2. He's thrown 124 unofficially in the game. So essentially, when you look at it, 20% of his pitches are in this inning. And that's why he's starting to labor a little bit, and Eaton taking full advantage with a single and 2 doubles. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in. 1 on the pitch. Slow curve has popped up into deep right center field. Soto with a long run to his right, still going, and that ball lands in for a base hit. Kaler's into second, scoring on the play is Hall. It's the 3rd double of the inning for Eaton, an RBI double for Bryce Dyer, and the Reds have tacked on 3 here in the 7th and lead 7-0. That was just a long fly ball, but it landed perfectly in the area the Reds needed.
Unlike Brush, who can't seem to find any open ground out there, Eaton's finding just the right spots.
Here's Weston Hager, a single, a walk, a 6-4-3 double play, and he grounded to third. He is 1 for 3. The stretch by Garcia and the offering. Swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. Count is at 0-1.
Garcia's just got to bear down here and try to get one more out.
Well, you look for the top of the lineup to deliver, but Eaton with the bottom of the lineup is 5 out of 8. Keenan Hall is 3 for 4, and Bryce Dyer is 2 for 4. The stretch by Garcia, 0-1, and a changeup is up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, like you pointed out earlier in the game, Eaton's just got a solid lineup top to bottom.
Well, and the lineup, when you look at it, when you look at pitching, defense, and the lineup, there's really no discernible weakness, right. But the pitching and defense are so strong that all the lineup has to do is swing and a miss. On the change of 1 and 2, it's just piece together a few runs. Like we say, that 4-0 lead, the B-Diggers were in the game, but it seemed it could have been 10-0 with the way that Sig was pitching and they were playing defense. For great family entertainment, walk in or reserve your lane and time at Fire Lanes today, 220 Cambridge and Brush. 1 and 2 to Weston Hager. The pitch. The curveball is up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No matter what your loan needs, stop by High Plains Bank at 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. Also inquire about checking and savings accounts as well as CDs. High Plains Bank in Wiggins. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. And that is a called strike 3 on the changeup on the outer half, and the inning is over. However, the Reds score 3 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 B-Digger error and a man left in scoring position. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. In Brush, it's Eaton 7, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Chris Braun back from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush, where the Beat Diggers will bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing the Eaton Reds, who broke open the game with 3 runs in the top half of this frame, 7-0 against the second pitcher, Dante Foose. It was 4 1/3 no-hit innings from Tyler Sig. Foose came in, got out of a mini jam, and Trevor Blake led off the bottom of the 6th with a double, but he was doubled up at third base on a line drive, a scorching line drive hit by Shea Hansen that was caught by the pitcher Foose. Tyler Monday will be the pinch hitter to begin the bottom of the 7th. Monday, Waitert, and Tormolen for Brush. Big, strong, right-handed hitting sophomore has got to face a left-hander here who throws nothing but BBs, and that fastball's in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a bender that bounced in. That's the problem. You're coming in off the bench against a guy who hasn't thrown too many pitches. In fact, only 24. And you're only a sophomore. It's going to be tough to even challenge this guy. Swung on and grounded on the right side. The first baseman, Dyer, to his right, has got it, runs to the bag, and records the out. But a nice job by Monday making contact. I mean, that's tough enough against Foose, especially, like I said, coming off the bench. And he was nearly able to leg that one out, but there's one down here in the 7th.
Well, and again, Foose throwing strikes early in the count, and he's backing up that fastball with that nasty breaking pitch.
Colby Waitert and Ken Garcia are the only two bead diggers not to be retired today. The fastball down and in. Waitert has walked twice. Garcia's walked and been hit by a pitch. Garcia went the distance, allowing 14 hits, swung on and grounded to short. That's too easy for Seth Jackson, but he drops the ball. Wow. That's normally a play Jackson makes. May have took an unexpected hop right above the waistline, but he dropped the ball and Waitert reaches via the air. Both teams have now committed an error. Yeah, it might not have taken the Sunday hop, but it still looked routine enough, and I think it caught Jackson off guard.
It just handcuffed him there. And
here's Mitch Tormolen. He's popped to center twice. Throw back to first, and the ball is off the first baseman Dyer's glove, and Waiter's going to head into second. That throw might have been a little bit wide.
This may be the break that Brush needs to at least get a run across.
And that's it. We're going to call that an error on the pitcher, Foose, since that throw was a little bit wide on the pickoff attempt.
If that's a good throw, he's out.
Well, he's out by a mile because Waitert was about 5 steps off the bag, anticipating that the pitch was towards the plate. That pitch towards the plate fouled off the end of the bat towards the first base dugout to Tormolen. It's 0-1. So Eaton did not commit an error. And now in the last minute of action here, even though we don't go by a clock, have committed 2 errors. One by the shortstop Jackson, the other by the pitcher Foose on a slightly errant throw there on the pickoff attempt. So Waitert at second, 1 out, 7-0 Eaton in the 7th. Pitch to Tormolen. Swing and a miss and a slow curve. It's 0-2. Boy, that thing just dropped. It looked more like a sinker. Yeah, how do you read that one?
Well, it looks like it's coming across the middle of the plate, and then all of a sudden it just sinks to the outside corner. And
0-2 to Tormolen. He's only a sophomore, and he knows how to make adjustments at the plate very well. And that ball hit him, but did he swing? That's the question. He tried to get out of the way. Yeah, he did swing, so he's out. That's a swinging strike, even though the ball hit him. There's 2 down. I think he was trying to figure out, well, you know what happened is that he was committed to the swing, right, and then he realized I'm not supposed to swing, and Mark Muniz, the head coach, might be talking about it, but there's no doubt that Tormolen swung at that pitch. No doubt. So there's 2 down, and I think Coach Muniz knows that as well, but it would have been a hit batsman.
His body was telling him to swing, and his brain was saying no.
7th strikeout by Eaton pitching. And for Foose, that is his 3rd. Lefty against lefty. Garcia's walked and been hit by a pitch. 2 down in the 7th. Step off by Foose. Well, this game is on about an hour and 50 minutes old. It seems like it's gone by quicker than that. The stretch. Pitch to Garcia. And that is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Bay Diggers have 1 hit in the game. And they've had base runners the last 3 innings. 6 base runners in the game. Swung on and chopped right back to Foose. He sets, he throws. Garcia's retired. And Eaton wins the game this afternoon by a score of 7-0. Eaton 7, Brush nothing. We'll come back in 2 minutes with a recap on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.